Welcome back to Hey Kentucky. The governor's election is now less than 2 weeks away, and we are fortunate enough to be joined today by Democratic candidate Andy Beshear. Thanks for being here and joining us.
Thanks for having me on again.
Yes, it's the same green setup that we're fooling people at home, as you mentioned. All right. Have you slept in the last couple of months?
Oh, I've been crisscrossing the state, seeing a real energy that's out there. People who are excited, who are ready for a governor that listens more than he talks and solves more problems than he creates. So there's too much opportunity out there to sleep. This race is too important, but we are seeing the type of excitement and enthusiasm to where we can give this Commonwealth a new governor.
So one of the problems that needs to get solved is the pension crisis.
That's right.
And so we need money to solve that problem.
Yes, we do.
Talk about your stance on expanded gaming.
Well, first, a pension is a promise. It's a promise we made to every teacher, police officer, firefighter, and social worker, people who we don't pay enough. But we promised we'd make it up for them on the back end with a solid retirement. Well, this governor tried to illegally cut those retirements and break that promise. And now he's trying to push those costs down on cities and counties, which all they're doing is looking for taxes to raise. So Matt Bevin is raising our taxes to try to address this pension situation. I believe we need new dedicated revenue, and that starts with expanded gaming. That is both casino gaming and sports betting, because virtually every state around us, now every state around us, has one or both of those. You can drive 1 foot into Tennessee or West Virginia or Indiana and place a sports bet. In fact, Indiana's advertising in Kentucky right now. And what that means is we lose out on almost $500 million a year just in casino gaming tax revenue that we could put in our pension system. And instead, Indiana is paving its roads or helping to pay for its health care. It's using our money to help its citizens. I think we have got to keep those dollars right here. And there couldn't be a bigger difference in this race than that. I'm for expanded gaming. I'm for sports betting. This governor's not.
I feel like the Republicans have made this much more of a national campaign with the support of Donald Trump, and he'll be here the night before the election using issues of like abortion and immigration, which are much more national issues than central to Kentucky, and what the governor can even do about those issues, quite frankly. How do you make this about Kentucky and get people who may be Trump supporters to get out and vote?
If you look at Matt Bevin's disastrous record of attacking teachers, of tearing down public education, and of trying to tear 95,000 people off health care they have for the very first time, that's a disastrous record that, of course, he has to hide behind something else. Of course, he has to make it about something else, because if people vote on his term as governor, he will not be reelected, and he knows it. What I know is that people out there are desperate for a governor that pays attention to the issues that will actually help them. When our families sit up at night after you put your kids to bed, what are the things that you have anxieties about? You have anxiety about public education. Are my kids getting the education they need to compete globally right now? They're worried about their pensions. Is the governor going to illegally cut it again for our teachers? Is he going to come after their COLAs? Of course he is. They're worried about jobs. For so many folks out there, if they're lucky enough to have a job, their wages haven't gone up, but gas and groceries seem to go up every single month. And they're worried about health care. They're worried about the cost of pharmaceuticals. They're worried about whether they can take their kids or their parents to see a doctor when they're sick. Those are all issues where Matt Bevin is wrong, and we are right. That we can be an administration that helps every family, because those issues, public education, pensions, health care, and jobs, they're important to everybody. Democrats, Republicans, and independents, which means I can be a governor for everybody.
If you are elected governor in a couple weeks, are you worried that you won't be getting support from the legislature because of the differing of opinions and the unwillingness maybe to work across the aisle?
Well, first, we can do a lot of things out of the governor's office before even the first session. For instance, I'm going to give the state a whole new Board of Education, one that cares more about our students than a for-profit charter school company. I'm going to end the governor's Medicaid waiver, which is going to kick 95,000 people off their coverage and cost us $270 million of our taxpayer dollars just to kick people off of health care. I'm going to restore the voting rights of all nonviolent felons. And we're going to do all of that just in the first week. But then now, when the legislature shows up, we're going to do two things. First, let's change the tone. No more of this back and forth and attacks. The governor has the bully pulpit. This governor uses it to bully. We want to use it as a pulpit. As governor, if you don't take the bait, if you don't engage in that, you don't give it oxygen. And you can start demanding that we live up to the example that we want to see for our kids. But the second part is realizing we don't wake up as Democrats or Republicans. I wake up as a dad of 2 kids. I'm worried about getting my kids fed and their teeth brushed, which is always a battle.
Not an easy thing to do.
Right. And then off to school. And then we all live in communities that have important needs. They may be infrastructure needs or others that are so important to all families. By building those bonds, by learning what's important to people, what they care about, who they love, their kids and their family, we can build the type of bonds to move this state forward, and the voters are going to demand that. Enough of us versus them. Let's come together. Let's move forward.
All right. Good luck to you, Andy Beshear. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on Hey Kentucky.
Thanks for having me.
We really, really appreciate it. Now, we have extended the same offer to Governor Matt Bevin. He has not responded yet to that offer. Stay with us. We'll be right back.